there, Jessica? Really well, thank you. Lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
Now, spy comedy, action comedy. Can you tell us a bit about it?
It's an amazing, very important film. No, it's great. It's a really good time. I think Paul, who's a huge James Bond fan and a huge action fan, took the genre and kind of turned it upside down, and it's fun, but it doesn't suffer for the action not being great, and I think it's kind of got everything, and the cast is amazing.
Yeah, and tell us a bit about the cast that you work with in the film. So we've got Melissa McCarthy, and what's it like working with her?
Working with Melissa is my favorite thing because she's the most committed actor and comedian you could ever want to work with, and she's also just the nicest gal, and obviously very funny. So it's kind of like playing tennis with someone who's better than you. You have to keep your game up.
In terms of that, do you improvise a lot with her and with the other actors?
Yeah, that's my strength, and my training is as an improviser, and that's where Melissa comes from, that background too, and that's the beauty of working with Paul, is he lets you do that, and so you get to just, of course there's a wonderful script that we're working off of, but there's a lot of mix-em-ups also.
So what can fans expect from the film, and is it an outright action comedy?
Yeah, it is an outright action comedy. It does a great job of flipping between both. I have to say, I've seen it a couple of times. The audiences have been loving it, and it's just a really fun movie. I think it's the kind of thing you could see a couple of times, and you might catch a different joke. There's so many jokes that you're laughing over one, and then the next one comes. So it's been kind of nice to see it a few times.
Yeah, and I find that's about the best comedies, that if you watch them again, you find other things in there.
Yeah, and the action is really terrific. I think people will be surprised to see that Jason does less action in this than he's probably done in anything he's ever done, but more comedy, and he's really funny. So that's kind of a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jason. What's it like working with the Brits on this film?
Oh, these guys are amazing, and they're both such wonderful guys. They're very different, but they're kind of representing the best your country has to offer, I think, from both standards. Lovely, lovely guys, really deeply, generous actors and pals, and great guys to get a beer with.
Excellent. And you mentioned they're both very different. So are they, as we see them on screen, one very suave and sophisticated, and the other one slightly rough and ready?
I think I don't know if I'm at liberty to answer that question, but I think they're both pretty smooth. That's what I'll say. Yeah, they're both pretty. They both know how to wear a suit. They both know how to wear a tuxedo to dinner and work it out. But they're great. Such nice guys. Excellent. Yeah, both guys you want to have a pint with for sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Jessica.
Yeah, so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!